Welcome back, everyone. This is Jeronitis bringing you Feed the Beast Unleashed, episode 20. Yay, a whole 20 episodes. I thought I might give out before this, but I haven't, and I'm just going to keep on going. I'm thinking about adding new games to my repertoire, as they say. And, repertoire. Anyway, today we're going to be covering a couple things. In between episodes, I did a couple of little things. I started building out my liquid storage room, which is what this room down here is going to be. I've already covered the large liquid storage tanks, and therefore I'm not going to feel bad having done this off camera. If you have any questions about the liquid storage tanks, you can go back and look at the episode titled Liquid Storage Tanks. So, that being the case, I have built a couple of liquid storage tanks. I'm color coding just because I can, and, you know, why not, and all that. So I made my green steel tank for my green mob essence. I have yellow, I have black, and I have red. We're going to actually cover filling these tanks in this episode. So the black is probably going to be pretty obvious, but we'll get around to that here in just a minute. We're going to take this upper one. The upper one is the one that's going to be the fill port, and we're going to use ender tanks to do all the filling and emptying. So up here is white, black, black, and it is set with the orange up, which means it's going to be emptying, and therefore we're going to be able to fill this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get started filling this tank, and then we will progress to doing the others. So I did a couple of recipes. I looked them up, and I programmed them into the auto crafting system. And we're going to go down here and take a look at a couple of them. First off, let me dump some of this crap. Okay, now we're going to need some more of these we're going to take with us. Okay, so the first thing I had looked up was a redstone engine. Redstone engines require a redstone signal to function, and they provide small amounts of power to certain objects, and we're going to need several of these. They're made with wooden gears, which I've already shown you how to make, pistons, glass, and any kind of wood. So that's already covered. You guys know how to do all that. The other thing we did was we were covering a pump. So there are several kinds of pumps. I'm not familiar with the endothermic or this one, so I'm not going to cover that in this. I'm going to go with this pump. This is the pump I've experienced using, so that's what I'm going to use. So this pump requires the just normal tank, which is glass all the way around, as I've shown you before. And then, well, actually I'll show you again. Glass all the way around makes this tank. And then it requires a mining well. The mining well is an iron pickaxe, iron ingots, redstone, and an iron gear. And the iron gear is a stone gear surrounded by iron. Stone gear is wooden gear surrounded by cobble. And a wood gear is sticks. So that covers that part. Now, the one thing I didn't think to get it together was a chunk loader, because I'm actually going to need a chunk loader for this part, and that's one thing I don't think I have programmed into my auto crafting system. So we're going to program this in here, and then we're going to program this in here, and we're going to toss these in here. Which, by the way, since I'm playing with ender tanks, I went ahead and taught my system how to make all the different colors, because we'll probably use a whole bunch of them. I only had a couple that I was looking towards using, and I said, you know, if I'm going to make them, I'm going to go ahead and make them all. Changing the colors uses the minium stone. The minium stone plus one color gets you another color. So as long as you have the basic stuff, then you can make any color you want. It's just a question of how many times you have to go through the process. If that doesn't make sense to you, I can show you. The minium stone and the lime dye makes yellow dye. The minium stone and purple dye makes cyan dye. Magenta dye is minium plus light blue, and so on and so forth, and it goes around in a big circle. So as long as you have any kind of one dye, you can always make it into some of the other kind. So that being the case, I now need a chunk loader. So we're going to tell it to make us 2 of these, since I know I'm going to use 2 of them. I may not use both of them in this episode, but hey, we can hope, right? And let's see. So, also in between episodes, I ran around outside and went and found a oil well. As you can see, it's marked right there. It's 570 meters away. And if we walk out there right now, I'll get very upset because I'm not bringing the other stuff that I need with me. Mainly, the redstone engines and the pumps. Oops, -1. Begin. And there it is. Alright, so we're going to run out here to the oil well, and we are going to do some pumping. So what we're going to do is when we get out here, we're going to set up the pump. The redstone energy, or the redstone engines, if I can speak straight. The redstone engines are going to run the pump. I've already created the basic platform for what we have here. And yeah, I don't think so, Creeper. Ow. I guess he did think so. Anyway, we have this big old oil spout. And this oil spout, as we're going to show, I'm going to sink down here since I don't have to worry about drowning, since I can't with my awesome power armor. We're going to come on down here, we're going to look around and go, oh ye gods, look at all the oil. All of this is oil, and I am going to pump it dry. Eventually. So, the way the pump works is we're going to go all the way up. Whoops. Went a little bit too far up that time. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to place a bunch of this stuff around. So we're going to place the pump directly over top of the oil spout. Since the oil spout, whereas it looks like it's wider than it really is, it's actually not all that wide. Then we're going to hook the redstone engines to the pump like this, and that will get them going once I feed them a redstone signal. So that there gets that going, and that there should get those going. Okay, so now that we have those started, now these are really slow at first, but they will warm up, and when they warm up, they'll start pumping faster. So right now, they're moving a very, very small amount of oil out of here. So now, what we're going to do is I'm going to place the ender tank directly next to this, because the ender tank will then receive oil directly out of this. There's no pipes necessary with ender tanks. As long as it's right next to where it needs to be, it will receive the stuff. So it's being pumped up and out and into the ender tank, and as we can see here, there's the pump, and as it goes down, it's going to take the next source block and so on and so forth until eventually it's going to go all the way down to the bottom and take every single bit of this oil. It may even take, now I'm not sure of this, typically before in the Ultimate Pack when you tried to pump oil and it was in water like this, it became a real problem. In theory, that problem has been fixed, so let's hope, right? Let's see, show the lasers. That should be plenty. I don't think this thing has that big a section, so we can hide the lasers back. And this thing will just go ahead and be doing its thing, pumping in the oil. So we should be able to just leave this alone for now, but I want to watch it for a minute just because I'm curious. Mayhaps we'll come back and check on it here in a little bit to see how far it's gone. I'm very curious to see if it's actually going to take this oil out of the water around it, or if it's just going to go straight down in. When it reaches the actual water level, which actually isn't that far from now, it will get myself blown up because I'm not paying attention. Gotta love creepers. They take their job seriously, don't they? So when it gets down to the bottom, it will automatically go out as far as I think is chunk loaded. It will reach out. So when it gets down to the water level here, instead of continuing down, it'll go into the edge of the water, and it should start pulling these oil source blocks out from around here before continuing down. So this is probably actually going to take a little while, so we'll come back and check on it. We'll have all the time in the world for that to run. And now we're going to fly home. Eventually I'm going to get my Mistcraft going, and once we get Mistcraft going, we'll have the ability to teleport back and forth to that. By the way, in case you happen to notice as I'm flying by here, latest death right here on the ice. I decided that I wanted to fight the Wither again, and I spawned him out here on the ice because I said, well, what's the worst that can happen? You know, he's not going to break up the ice too much. Yeah, he killed me. Yeah, he killed me. That's just the long story short. He said, wow, that's really wise of you to make it so I can't blow up anything but you. And then he blew me up. So, lesson learned and all that. So let's see. We have no oil in here, but we do have oil in here. As you can see, this ender tank is no longer empty. So what I have it doing is it's pumping in through this tank right here, which I can show you if I can stabilize. I'll turn that so it's not going to dump any oil out, and it'll actually start filling up. Which it actually is. Oh, see, there it goes. So because I'm not dumping it out, it's filling up in here. But when I flip this back over, it will, as you can see, drain down into here. So it's getting into the tank, and the setup I have on the tank is this. So I've got the bottom valve here with the liquid duct draining down into the ender tank that is the outpoured ender tank. So the pump is pumping it into that ender tank. That ender tank is attached to the tank up top. The tank up top is dumping it into the tank down here, and the tank down here is immediately taking it out and filling this ender tank. So when this ender tank gets full, which will be when this one right here gets full, since these two are attached, then it will start to do exactly that. The ender tank is full, now the liquid duct is full, now we should show oil in the tank. So now we have oil in the tank, which I think that this tank is going to wind up not being anywhere near to big enough. But that's okay. So the liquid ducts have to have this arrow here to point which way it's going, and they need the redstone signal to pump. To change that arrow on and off, you use a wrench. See, now it's not pumping anymore, as you can see. That drained it out. So putting that back will do that, but also flipping this switch will also have the same effect. See, without that switch on, even if the arrow's there, it's not filling the pipe. So it requires the arrow with the wrench, and it requires the redstone signal to fill it up. So that is how we did this. All of the tanks are built the same way, so that's how they're going to function. Eventually, and I've done this before on Ultimate, I may have a secondary oversized storage tank hidden away somewhere. Typically, I would go. This would be my main storage room, and then I'll build like another big room underneath where I make one that stores like 22 million, whatever, 22,000 buckets, I guess is what it's called. Because this holds 2,304 buckets. I would make one that held, 24,000 buckets, and then connect it to this one, and then that to this, and so on and so forth. It's complicated. If I do it, I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so the second thing we're going to want to do is we're actually going to just let this run for a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to use this oil, and we're going to convert it into fuel that we can then use to burn in a liquid-fueled boiler as opposed to our solid-fueled boiler that we already have going. So, fuel is yellow-colored. Now you see why I have this tank. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the outbound oil line. Whoops. And then I'm going to take the inbound fuel line, which is the ender tanks anyway, and I'm going to take these with me, and we're going to go set up some fuel distillation. Distillation? No, it's not distillation. Distilling stuff is beer. Refinement. We're going to refine it. We're going to refine the oil into fuel, which is cool because we need a refinery. Okay, so a refinery, because I haven't programmed this in yet, a refinery is redstone torches, tanks, and diamond gears. Diamond gears are expensive. Anyway, we're going to encode this, and then we're going to look. I don't know if I've encoded redstone torches yet. I'll have to check on that. Diamond gears are gold gears surrounded by diamonds, or force gears surrounded by diamonds. I choose to use the force gears just because they are, because they exist. They're easier. Force gears are just stone gears surrounded by force ingots, and that's not a big deal. The gold gear, diamond gear is gold gear surrounded by diamonds. Gold gear is an iron gear surrounded by gold, which is a stone gear surrounded by iron. If I just go straight to the force, it kind of takes a step out of there and makes it easier to deal with. So the question is, okay, we can put those in, that's fine. And we already know how to make tanks. Yep, there it is, redstone torches. Okay, so we can actually make these. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make, I'm going to say 3 refineries. I'm just going to go with 3. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It may be too many. I don't know. I'll have to see how this works out. I don't have any, previously laid plans for this. It's just kind of do it and see how it works out. So we're also going to need the liquid ducts. And we still have 3 more levers, which should be enough. So we're going to go upstairs, and we're going to put this stuff... Oh, that's what we needed. We needed more redstone energy conduit. I knew I'd forget something. Thankfully, I didn't go very far away. Alright, so redstone energy conduit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set it up. Since we have power running through this section already anyway, we're just going to go ahead and continue with the power. And we're going to put these here. So let's see. Now, ooh, I probably shouldn't. Well, I don't know how I'm going to do that. No, I think I'm going to change this up just a little bit. We're going to do this like this instead. May not be the prettiest in the world, but I think I'll like it better when it's all said and done. So we're going to put that there. Then we're going to put the refineries here, here, and here. Yeah, this is how I'm going to want to do it. So the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to run the liquid duct above. And then we're going to place the oil receiving tank here. So now we need to wrench that and right click that, and then we will need, there goes that. So now we have the oil coming in from the pump, going into the tank, out of the tank into this, which is then draining it down into here, which is now filling these refineries. The refineries are drawing power from down there, and then they're taking that power and they are converting the oil into fuel. So now we're going to hook up the front of these with liquid ducts, and we're going to hook it down, thank you. And, I don't like the way that looks either. Let's see, we're going to do this way instead. Oops. There. That way the power continues to go down that way. And we're going to have... No, let's see. Gonna have that like that, and then the... Yeah, that should work. shouldn't it? I think. Maybe I shouldn't use liquid ducts here. No, I should. So, let's see. No, that's not going to work the way I want it to either. Yep. Okay, we'll do it this way then. They're just going to make me keep changing my mind. And by they, I mean me. Okay, so now we should have that there, and we should be able to do this. And this. And that is draining into there. And I need another lever. And to see how do I have this set up, it's just straight power. I want to add a redstone energy conduit into the center right there. A redstone energy cell. And it's not an energy conduit. That way we can have a consistent power supply there. I think we're going to wind up not having enough power, but I'll deal with that here in a minute. I'm perfectly prepared to actually go through, you know what, just make 64 so I never have to worry about it again. I won't run out of these things for quite a while if I go with 64. So then, the last... that drains the last one. So now, we are constantly... oh. We would constantly be making fuel if I bothered to put this back in place. Okay, max in, max out, redstone disabled, and... click. Okay, so now if we look up through here, we should see, yep, they are now functioning, running again. The question is, how fast are we draining this energy cell? We're actually charging it. Okay, well, I guess we've got plenty of power going through there then. So that's great. Alright, so now when we go over to our liquids room, we should see a constant stream of fuel being poured in here. And we are. Very nice. And we should now hopefully be... okay, good. So yeah, we are gaining oil and we are gaining fuel. The fuel's not showing up because, again, it's still filling the outboard tank. Which is great. This is all functioning as I want it to. That makes me very happy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want lava. Yes, that's right. The red tank's for lava. You would think orange tank for lava, but I'm going to save the orange tank for a different liquid later that I just can't justify being red. I can justify the red tank holding lava because it makes it look like the steel just got really hot. As long as the steel just got really hot, well, then that's a good enough explanation for lava. You know, lava's hot. Steel glows red when it gets really hot, so... if you don't like it, bite me. I like it. It works. Alright, so we're going to go to where there's lots of lava. And yes, my mining area that I dug out also has lots of lava, but we're going for something a little bit more substantial in the lava department. This. Whoa! This large lake of lava is going to be my lava supply. And if you thought that that oil well was big, that oil well ain't got nothing on this. The question is, where exactly do I want to place my pump? Dear God Almighty, that scared the other crap out of me. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that, but I just heard a ghast like scream in pain and agony and freak me the hell out. Oh my God. I just jumped so badly. It was all quiet and all of a sudden this ghast just starts screaming. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, that was messed up. You know what? I'm gonna just use this spot right here and then I'm gonna get the hell out of Dodge because that just scared the crap out of me. Oh, yep. I'm very tired tonight. Normally, something like that wouldn't really scare me so much. Normally. I don't think this is a normal time. Okay, so from right here, when we go down, there's plenty of lava all around. I don't have any idea how deep the lava is, and that might cause a problem, but dadgummit. We're just going to use this spot because it's here, it's available, and it'll work. So, I'm going to level this out a little bit. Alrighty, now that we got that leveled out, we're going to build it back up a little bit because we want it to be a little bit better than it is. Thank you, Exploding Firebat. We love you too. Alrighty, so we're going to do the same setup as we had for the oil. We're going to place the pump here. Then we're going to place the redstone energy, redstone, why do I keep saying that way? We're going to place the redstone engines. Yes, that's right, they're engines. And I didn't bring the levers with me. Ah, I knew I needed more levers and I didn't take them. Okay, we're going to go back home, get some levers, since I don't even have the stuff necessary to make the levers, do I? No, I've got some cobblestone here, but I don't have any sticks. Unless I have some in here. No. In here? No. Well, that was pleasant. Lots and lots of pleasant. Okay, so we need sticks. It's actually going to be faster to do it this way. It just is. Okay. Oh boy, round and round we go. Sticks. Sticks. I made all those levers and I go, now I don't have to ever worry about needing them again. And immediately I go off and need them again. That is comedy gold. I mean, you can't make that stuff up. It's just gotta happen. And it did. Okay, that gets all of those going. So now we place the lava input tank. And there it is. So the only other thing I want to do is build this up a little bit. If I ever come to check on it, I don't want to have to worry about a ghast shooting a fireball in here and blowing up my pump. It's not likely to happen, but as unlikely as it may be, I've had it happen before, so I'm just not going to take the chance. And yes, the ghast can blow up soul sand. I actually recommend doing this with cobblestone, but I don't have any cobblestone with me, and as long as it's covered over, the ghast would have to actually see you and shoot a fireball in at it, and it's just not as likely to happen. So as long as you're actually careful and, you know, covered up pretty decently, you'll be alright. I may come back and change it to cobblestone at some point, just because, you know, cobblestone's cobblestone. Ghasts can't blow up cobblestone. But chances are I'll just leave it alone. I'll build a little pathway from the portal to it. That way, I wouldn't be seen going to and from it. And as long as you don't get seen, they don't shoot at you, they can't hit what you don't want them to hit. So, if that makes any sense whatsoever, and it doesn't. Oh wait, yes it does. Sorry, I just assume that it doesn't make sense since that's me. I don't make sense. Often, anyway. By the way, I'm actually just doing this while I'm waiting for the redstone engines. They're not energy, they're engines. Say it with me now. Engines. There. Now I'll only make the mistake 3 more times in this episode. So the redstone engines are warming up, and I'm just going ahead and covering things over while they're warming up, because once they get warmed up, they'll be a little bit faster working, and therefore I wouldn't have to, you know, it's ironic that I just said that this could happen. And just for that, come here. Come here. Yeah, that's right. Teach you to shoot fireballs at my pump. Great balls of fire. Haha. Did you really just jump into the lava coming after me? Y'all saw that, right? I don't know if that... I hope y'all saw that. That was pretty funny. Spider said, "Hey, there he is. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna... Oh god, lava!" Now, don't get me wrong. The spiders aren't hurt by the lava, so, I mean, it's not like there's any danger of him burning up. It was just funny to watch him jump off a cliff coming after me. Alrighty, so now... Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Whoops, the pump's not doing anything. Because again, I didn't think about this. The pump can't go down anywhere because I didn't... Whoops, hey, there's a hole in my roof. I didn't break the spot underneath the pump, so therefore it can't function. So yeah, that was kind of silly on my part, I must say. One shovel. Okay, do we have to reset it now, or is it... Oh, there it goes. Okay. My. Never think you're infallible, folks. Infallible means, infallible means you don't make mistakes. But, I had to make it sound like I didn't know what it meant there for a second, because that would be funny, you know. Oh, I'm not infallible. It means, I don't remember what it means, but I'm not it. Anyway, so, because I placed the pump so high up, it's actually going to have to run down through until it reaches the bottom and reaches lava. Now, obviously that's going to happen. It's just going to take a little while to reach the lava. But in the meantime, we're going ahead and doing this. The other thing that I'm almost forgetting to do is to place the chunk loader. Now, we're going to go ahead and... I'm probably not going to use this lava for too much. So we're just going to do a pretty wide basis here, and it should be fine. Normally, I would use lava for power generation. Let's see. The magmatic engines and the geothermal generators make for making power, both EU and MJ, electric units and Minecraft joules. Those can actually both be used for that purpose, but I choose not to. I've done it before, and it's not that it's a bad thing to do. It's just that it's kind of unbalanced. The lava, there's so much of it available. It's so easy to get hands on. It's just too easy, really, is what it comes down to. So, let's see. We need to go... Oops, we need to go over 2. No, shouldn't do that. That's just asking. Every time I come through the portal, I'll fall in. Oh, good, I'm here in the nether and I... Ah! And I'll expect to die every time, too. I'll be like, well, here I go, falling to my doom. Oh, wait, that's right. Alrighty. And that should put me right there. Excellent. Which is good, because we're pretty much out of time for the episode. Actually, we're running quite over on time in the episode. I didn't realize I was running on quite as much as I am. As you can see, we now have things going. We're gathering the oil, and we're gathering lava, and we're making fuel, and that's all well and good. Since we're already running a few minutes over, no, we're already running way too far over. I'm like at 37, 38 minutes at this point. It probably would not be a good idea to spend the extra 38 seconds that it's going to take to fly out here and check on the oil well. So, I mean, you know, I'm not going to fly out here. That's not what you're seeing right now. Definitely not. I'm catching fire because I'm flying too much. Alrighty. Hey, look. It sucked the oil up out of the water, just as I thought it might. Isn't that nifty? Ah, look. It just did it again. You can actually watch it's taking the source blocks up. Yep, there goes another one. That one right there just disappeared. Ah, there went another one. So yes, we actually are doing this, and yep, it's actually stopped right there, as I suspected it would. Alright, so good. We're going to drain all this oil out, and we're going to get a ton of oil, a ton of fuel, and a ton of lava. So I'm going to leave this running for a little while off camera and let it continue to do its thing. And next episode, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do next episode. I think I might get into some new machines for the, that mod with the other machines. You know, that mod. I'll figure out what it is, hopefully before next episode. Until then, this is Jaronitis signing off on episode 20, and remember to help spread the gaming.